Where did she go? We have to find her soon. Come on, men, move quickly. Come on, men, we can't let her escape. Let's go!
I have to escape. I can't be captured by my enemy's soldiers.
Sophie! I have to find her quickly.
You're surrounded. There's nowhere to run. You will be essential in our plans to convince your father to hand over his kingdom to us.
I will not surrender. My heart is forged in loyalty to my people, and you will never understand the meaning of true nobility.
So be it, your choice has been made.
Stop this madness right now.
Who dares interrupt us?
My name is Arnold. I am an arcane knight, and I will not allow you to attack the princess.
I never give up a good fight. Let's go!
Come on, we're no match for him. Run!
Once upon a time there was a prosperous and happy kingdom called Celestin. This kingdom was ruled by the honorable and just King George. His subjects admired him for his courage and wisdom. His daughter, Princess Sophie, was very beautiful and kind. She was highly respected for using her intelligence to solve complex diplomatic issues with the enemy kingdom of Night Frost. However, in recent years, King Nephirus of the Kingdom of Night Frost has sought to gain more land and power, so constant friction between the two kingdoms has occurred. Meanwhile, in the castle garden of Celestin's kingdom,
I didn't get a chance to lay out our terms for the peace treaty because it was a trap. Our royal guard was killed and I couldn't do anything. I could only run away.
King Nephirus has longed for more power and land. You did well to try a new peace agreement. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I should have accompanied you.
It's all right, my dear. You were following my father's orders to protect our borders from being invaded.
I fortified the borders. I directed the guard. But I fear the worst.
Thank you for saving me for the second time, my beloved.
I remember the day very well. The bandits wanted to rob you when you delivered groceries to the poor.
That's when we met and fell in love.
Unfortunately, my breakup with Madeline was very difficult.
You can't just end our relationship like this.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. I don't love you anymore. I love Princess Sophie.
What? How can you do this to me? After all I've done for you? I gave you everything, my time, my attention, my love. And now you just throw it all away as if none of it matters.
I know you have done a lot for me, but it's unfair to continue a relationship when my feelings change.
And you think it's fair to betray me? To make a fool of me while you were thinking about Princess Sophie all the time?
I have not betrayed you. I am being honest with you about my feelings.
And you think that makes it easier? Knowing that you are in love with another woman?
I know it's difficult, but we can't continue together simply because you want to.
So that's it? After all we've been through together, you're leaving? I can't accept that. I will never forget you.
Our times together were important for our lives, but we must go our own ways now. Goodbye.
the end of the relationship between Madeline and Arnold was very troubled and caused resentment between them. Madeline isolated herself in the Lost Valley of Darkness and vowed to take revenge on the princess one day.
It won't stay that way. It won't.
Reports began that night Frost's army was invading the kingdom's lands. So, Arnold needs to defend the kingdom.
My dearest princess, it pains me to have to say goodbye. But duty calls, and I must go and defend our kingdom against the impending threat.
My noble knight, I understand. But know that my heart will be with you always, and I will be counting the moments until your return.
And my heart will be with you, my beloved. I promise to fight with all my strength and return to you as soon as possible. Until then, I will carry your love in my heart.
Be safe, my brave knight. May the heavens watch over you and guide you in your journey. And know that I will be praying for your safe return every day.
I will be safe, my princess. And I will return to you as soon as I can. You are the light that guides me, and my love for you will keep me strong in the face of any danger.
See you soon, my love. Until we meet again.
See you soon, my princess. May our love endure the test of time and distance.
At sunset, King George and his daughter, Princess Sophie, chat in the king's bedroom about how much she misses her beloved knight.
Father, how can I bear the longing I feel for my beloved Arnold?
You know he is fighting for our kingdoms and our people's safety.
I know, Father, but my heart aches from missing you so much. I miss your hugs, your smile, your love.
Arnold is strong and brave, and will soon come back to you.
I believe that, Father, but until he returns, I feel lost and incomplete.
Don't be like that, my child. Stay strong and confident. The power of love will always keep the two of you together, even if you are physically separated.
I will follow your guidance and keep hope alive in my heart. Thank you for your words.
A few minutes after this conversation, shouting can be heard in the background, and a fight between the castle's elite guards and the invaders breaks out. One of the guards betrayed the king and showed his enemies one of the secret passages leading to the castle's main hall.
Father, what is happening? Why are we being attacked?
I don't know, my child. But the important thing now is to remain calm and act wisely.
What should we do, Father? How can we protect ourselves?
Go to your room and take cover there. I will lead our soldiers to fight the enemies.
But, Father, I don't want to stay hidden while the castle is being invaded. I want to help.
No, my child. Your safety is my highest priority. Trust me and do as I ask.
Father, please take care of yourself. I love you.
I love you too, my child. Now go and be safe.
When the princess arrives in her room, enemy guards are waiting for her.
Look who's here, the pretty little princess.
What do you want from me?
Isn't it obvious? You are the king's daughter. Now we are your father's enemies. You are our trump card, our guarantee that he will give in to our requests.
You are cowards. You shouldn't involve an innocent person like me in this war.
Now you will be taken from here.
I will never be happy away from those I love. My heart will always belong to my kingdom, my family, and my beloved knight.
Ah, the knight. For know that he is dead, and you will never see him again.
What do you mean? My knight dead?
He was killed, and now you are alone and helpless.
I don't believe you. You are an enemy, and I can't trust anything you say. I won't give up. I will find my knight, no matter what it takes. And if you are lying, and I will make you pay for it.
As she was led away from the castle, the princess looked around, trying to get her bearings. Enemy guard finally stopped at a small clearing in the forest. He released the princess, but kept her under constant surveillance. The princess looked at the guard with suspicious eyes. She needed to keep a cool head and try to figure out a way out.
Why are you doing this?
You are a valuable pawn in our war against your kingdom. You will be held captive until we get what we want.
As the princess finished talking to the guard, she saw her father's inert body arrive in a wagon.
Like so many others before him, his father was killed in battle. Now, you are the sole heir to the throne.
She felt alone and vulnerable, not knowing what to do next. Her heart was broken by the loss of her father. The enemy guard began preparing a bonfire and organizing the supplies he brought. He wasn't worried about the princess or her sadness. The princess continued to watch the wagon with her father's body as tears streamed down her face. She had no idea what the future held for her. While the enemy guard was distracted by camp duties, the princess remembered the magic amulet her father had given her years ago. She knew the amulet could transport her to a safe place. This amulet had a curse, which when worn would cause the previous owner to die. But since her father had died, the curse no longer made sense. She searched her pockets until she found a small metal object with a shiny stone on its surface. She looked around to see if the guard was paying attention to her, but he was busy with his food. The princess lifted the amulet and muttered some words in an ancient language. Suddenly, she disappeared from the camp. After using the magic amulet, Princess Sophie appeared in a strange wood. The princess sat on a rock to try to control her emotions. She missed her father, Arnold, and the castle. She needed to concentrate on finding a way to survive and save her people. After walking a little way, the princess recognized this place from the stories her father told her when she was a child.
I know where I am. I am in Limbo, a place between the world of the living and the dead. Can I find my father? And my beloved Arnold, is he here too?
At that moment, the princess hears a familiar voice.
Sophie! Sophie, my love!
My love, I managed to find you.
How did you die, my dear?
I didn't die. I used my ancient amulet and it brought me here. Do you know where my father is?
Your father has been taken to a place of beautiful light. I could not go with him as my longing for you held me here.
What do we need to do to get out of here?
I have been looking for a way out but have had no success. It looks like we will be stuck in this limbo forever.
The princess looked at the amulet in her hands and remembered what her father had said about its power.
My child, remember, if one day you need to use this amulet to help someone else, it will only work if you love the person truly and purely.
Remembering her father's words, she muttered some ancient words, and a bright light surrounded her in the night. They were transported to a strange room with white walls and a golden door at the end. The princess knew that this was the exit, but something stopped her from getting there.
What's going on?
I feel an evil presence. Something is trying to stop us from leaving.
We can't give up now. I will be with you the whole time.
They advanced together towards the golden door, facing the evil forces that tried to stop them. But with the courage and determination of the princess and the protection of the knight, they managed to open the door and get out of limbo. They were transported to a clearing in the middle of a forest, and the princess finally breathed a sigh of relief.
I never gave up hope of finding you.
I know, my dear. Know that my heart will always be yours.
The knight's return to the world of the living was not complete. His wounds made in battles began to bleed again, and he lost his strength every hour. Remembering her wise father's teachings, Sophie knew she would need the sacred harp, which when played would emit heavenly music that would restore the knight completely. In a moment of inspiration, she remembered an old legend that her grandfather used to tell her. The legend said that the sacred harp was protected by a terrible dragon who lived in a cave on top of a mountain.
I know how I can help you, my beloved. I can get the sacred harp. But first I have to kill the terrible dragon of the icy mountains.
Will you fight the dreaded dragon of the frozen mountains for my sake?
I must. It is the only hope to save you, my beloved.
The knight was moved by such an act and fainted, for he was very weak. The princess left the knight in the care of an old friend, Elizabeth, who was her study partner at the castle when the princess was little. With her friend's husband, a legendary blacksmith, the princess has obtained a sacred sword, the much-feared dragon slayer.
I know that I learned little of swordplay as a child, but these few lessons must serve to help my beloved knight.
The princess set out determinedly for the icy mountains. She climbed the mountain carefully, avoiding traps and dangers, and finally reached the dragon's cave.
I am listening to the dragon. I have to be brave. My dear knight depends on my victory.
With courage, she faced the beast, fighting with all her might. But even with all her skill, the princess was at a disadvantage against the dragon. The princess was kicked by the dragon and fell unconscious at the bottom of the cave. In this moment, a blue portal opens and a voice can be heard.
I need to get the sacred harp before the princess. See what fate has in store for you. You died lying at the bottom of a stinking cave. Well, to get the sacred harp, I need to finish off this dragon.
The sorceress used unholy powers and managed to annihilate the dragon. When the dragon died, a golden light illuminated the whole cave and the sacred harp appeared. In this light, the princess slowly woke up and saw the sacred harp in the sorceress's hands. With blurred vision, the princess saw the sorceress play the harp.
For my beloved knight. Well, now I have to go. I can't forget the Dragon Slayer sword. I'll definitely be able to sell it for a good price. I'll also take the sacred harp to show Arnold that it was I who saved him. My work is done.
The sorceress again emits a blue portal and disappears. The princess is sad and confused. Not knowing what to do, she decides to go back to her friend's house where she had left Arnold. Upon arriving at her friend's house, she realized that the house was abandoned. With great sadness in her heart, Sophie gave in to despair and fell to her knees crying.
What am I going to do? I wonder what happened to Elizabeth and Arnold.
Let's go back a little in time and describe how the meeting between the sorceress and the knight went. Madeline enters Elizabeth's hut.
Madeline, what are you doing here? Why are you holding a harp?
I managed to defeat the dragon, get the sacred harp, and play the healing melody.
At this moment, Elizabeth enters the hut and begins to eavesdrop on the conversation.
Are you healed, my dear?
I am cured, thank you. But have you seen Sophie?
I can't believe it. That's Sophie again? Well, I'll tell you the truth. She was dead at the bottom of the cave. She couldn't take the fight with the dragon.
What do you mean? Did you check it out? You didn't go and help her?
And why should I do that?
Because of your petty attitudes, I decided to separate from you.
I saved you, and you judged me? You are ungrateful. I will leave, but first, I will talk to my friend Elizabeth. Thank you, friend, for informing me about Arnold's health. As promised, you will be very well rewarded.
The sorceress takes out a heavy bag of gold and hands it to Elizabeth. After that, she leaves the hut for the forest and Arnold follows her. Elizabeth, now rich, leaves her hut and sets out with her husband for the City of Lights to enjoy her new fortune. Let's return to the present moment when Arnold and Madeline talk.
I can't believe what you have done. Besides leaving Sophie in the cave, you have corrupted her friend.
Wait a minute. What fault do I have if Sophie was incompetent? I confess, I had to give Elizabeth a gift to know how to save you. But it was for your sake, my dear.
I give up explaining to you what is right, Madeline. I don't know what I'll do without my beloved Sophie.
In this moment, the sorceress hears the cawing of a raven in the distance. And talks to herself in her mind.
I can't believe the princess survived and is in the hut. I have to take care of it right now.
After this thought, she turns to Arnold.
Sit there moping about Sophie. I forgot a jewel in the hut and I'm going to get it. So I'll come back and we'll continue this conversation.
I'll come with you.
Oh, no need. Do the following. Collect some herbal that might be useful in opening a portal to the dragon's cave. Maybe we can still find Sophie alive.
Not quite understanding why Madeline decided to help, the knight decided to comply with Madeline's request. The sorceress quickly went to the hut and found the princess sitting on the floor crying. Without wasting any time, the sorceress cast a spell which quickly took effect, and the princess felt her life first weakening. And then she fainted and fell asleep on the bed. Meanwhile, the knight arrives at the hut with the herbs and sees the princess sleeping in her bed.
What's going on?
Get back. If not, I'll end the princess's life right now.
If you do anything to her, I swear you won't survive.
You want to end my life? We'll see what you do now.
After she uttered these words, Madeline murmured an ancient dialect to evoke the binding magic, and a dark mist covered the entire interior of the hut.
What have you done?
Didn't you want to end my life? Then whatever you do to me, you will do to your precious Sophie. For now, we are bound together forever.
I can't believe you invoked this forbidden magic.
Do you doubt?
Saying this, Madeline took a knife and cut herself on the arm. Immediately, the same cut appeared on Sophie's arm.
What do you want, Madeline? Please tell me. Don't make Sophie suffer anymore.
Oh, you don't want to see her suffer anymore? Alright, then you should come back to me from now on and make me very happy.
Arnold would look for a way to break this spell, and in the meantime, he decided to stay by Madeline's side.
All right, Madeline, you've convinced me, but please make Sophie wake up and be okay.
Just one thing. The magic I evoked is millennial and has never been broken, and if you try anything, we will both die.
The defeated and sad-looking knight gave in to Madeline's arguments.
All right, Madeline, I will go with you and do my best to make you happy, but my heart will never be yours.
I don't care about that. The important thing is to satisfy my every whim.
And what should I tell Sophie?
That's not my problem. Now, I'll leave you two alone, but get it over.
As she left the hut, the sorceress evoked another spell, and Sophie began to wake up. She saw the knight in front of her and was so overjoyed that she jumped into the knight's arms.
My beloved, light of my days, you are alive and healed.
Yes, I am, my dear, my flower of the field. I am well and have been on your side for the last time.
What do you mean?
You were bewitched and Madeline was going to kill you, so I got angry and wanted to take her life. And as a form of revenge, she cast a new spell on you and her, and in this way, you two are intertwined forever.
What? Don't I understand, my beloved?
See that cut on your arm?
Yes, I am.
Madeline cut herself, and the cut appeared on her arm. She did it to demonstrate the magic. Both are magically interconnected.
But can't this magic be undone?
I don't know, my love. For the moment, I have to give in to Madeline's whims, for if I don't stay by her side, she has sworn that she will kill herself, so you will die along with her.
Arnold. Come on, my love, I'm tired of waiting.
Hearing this, Sophie gets very angry, leaves the hut, and starts arguing with Madeline.
I can't believe you made a magic to connect the two of us. You are despicable, Madeline.
What matters is that Arnold will stay with me forever.
After the amulet helps the princess so much, she decides to summon its power again to remove the binding magic. The princess takes the amulet in her hand and begins to pronounce ancient words.
You think you can defeat me with this amulet? You are very wrong.
The sorceress uses her unholy powers, and the amulet floats in the air and falls on a rock.
Now, I will destroy this amulet.
The amulet shatters in the air into several pieces. The princess stands there static, not knowing what to do or what to say.
Well, enough fun. Let's go, Arnold.
With a semblance of victory, the sorceress enters the forest and disappears into the night mist.
I must go with Madeline. Go to the Valley of Flowers to protect yourself and learn how to regain your kingdom. There is a magically hidden library called Tagnara.
But how will I find the library?
Don't worry, when you arrive in the valley, they'll recognize you as the heir to the throne and take you to the library. So, look for my friend Nathaniel and tell him everything that happened. Then he will help you and indicate what must be done.
All right, for the sake of my kingdom and my safety, I'll go to Tagnara's library.
I love you forever.
Farewell, my love. May the heavenly songs populate your mind to overcome such an ordeal. My feelings and prayers will always be with you, the light of my life. I will always love you too.
Arnold follows through the night mist and also disappears into the forest. After hours of walking in silence through the forest, Arnold and Madeline arrive at the hut. Located in the lost Valley of Darkness, and Arnold asks Madeline sadly,
Is this where you live now?
Yes. After much anguish and sorrow over your leaving me, I decided to live here, for the creatures of the night are the only ones who understand my pains.
Arnold found Madeline's words strange, for she was never one to show feelings of sadness and abandonment. Both entered the hut and continued talking.
Why did you leave the enchanted forest of the sorceresses?
The place has become unbearable without you, for the sorceresses have always been jealous of my gifts since I was little. My powers always went far beyond what was taught at the Tagnara school, so I had to hide some of my gifts so as not to scare people.
Arnold had never seen Madeline cry. He could tell from her words that she was kinder and more docile.
Madeline, you're crying. I've never seen you cry and be so sincere and spontaneous. You have always been a strong and sometimes even overbearing woman.
I don't know what's going on with me, but you being here by my side again has made me so happy that I feel like opening my heart like I've never done before.
Arnold began to remember an old book he had read in the Tagnar library. This book described the effects of ancient spells, and one of them was the binding spell Madeline had used. Arnold remembered that whoever uses this magic becomes influenced by the other person's personality. But Arnold decided to remain silent and let Madeline speak.
I'm sorry for everything I did to you and Sophie. When I entered the hut, I could cast a spell and end Sophie's life.
And why didn't you do that?
You would be very sad, and you would never look at me the same way again, and I never wanted to hurt you.
A beautiful aura began to appear around Madeline.
I love you. In the deepest way my soul can love someone.
Why have you never shown such deep feelings for me?
Because my powers are the result of an evil union between my mother and a dark sorcerer, which has created a curse I have carried since birth. Showing my deep feelings for you would make me feel weak and fragile, and according to the curse, it would evoke the powers of my darker side.
What might happen if your dark side actually took over?
My evil powers would make you become a cold person with no will of your own. Many times this dark side of me prevailed, and I did things that today I regret having done.
Evil presences began to enter the house.
Look, it's starting to happen. We have to change the subject.
Arnold was about to answer.
Here you are, dark sorceress. I knew that by following the evil spirits one day I would be able to find you. Well, the time has come to pay for your crimes.
Without hesitation, the Crystal Castle's tracker made a magical necklace appear around the sorceress' neck that completely nullified her powers. Arnold was still stunned by everything that was revealed by Madeline and only had the strength to ask the tracker.
Where will you take her?
She will not harm anyone else. She will be imprisoned in the Crystal Castle and will stay there until her final judgment.
And will she get a fair trial?
Be sure you do, for you will be judged by the Heavenly Council. Well, I have to take her now.
I will follow only my destiny, Arnold. Rest assured that, trapped in the Crystal Castle, nothing will happen to me, so you can return to Sophie.
After the trial, rest assured, the spell will be undone. Arnold, you can go back to Sophie with peace of mind.
As he watched Madeline leave with the tracker, a deep sadness came over Arnold. He should have been happy to be able to return to Sophie, but he was not, and a storm of feelings overtook his heart.
After the words spoken today by Madeline and the way she was arrested and taken away, my heart is sad and aching.
Arnold began to remember the day he met Madeline.
It was a sunny and beautiful day when I met Madeline. I had gone to visit the Tree of Wisdom. Madeline was under the tree, and when I saw her, I felt a mysterious and fascinating aura. I remember she looked at me and said,
You're Arnold, aren't you? The best student among the aspiring arcane knights?
"You were very kind, but how do you know everything about me?"
My friends and I always like to follow the lists, with the best grades to know who are the good catches in the class.
"You make me feel embarrassed."
That day, Arnold knew his life would never be the same.
I can't leave Madeline alone. I have to rescue her. I can't be selfish, after all. She prevented me from returning to the world of the dead. I feel that Sophie will arrive well in Tagnara, so I know she will understand me.
As Arnold leaves the hut, he sees no tracks in the grass.
I can't see any trace of the two of them. The tracker must have used some magic to disappear like that. Well, he said that Madeline would be taken to the Crystal Castle that I know very well.
At that moment, Arnold hears a very familiar name.
Spirit? It's you, Buddy! Glad Madeline didn't get rid of you. Shall we help Madeline? Then let's help Madeline.
What enlightened beings! It must be these beings who will guide me to Tagnara.
They guided her through the forest, revealing a magical portal that normally remained invisible to ordinary eyes.
A magical portal! These beings really know who I am.
Sophie stepped through the portal and the landscape transformed. And before her stood Tagnara, the enchanted city that few knew. Majestic towers and shining stone streets stretched far and wide, revealing a place of magic and mystery.
I have finally arrived in Tagnara, the place where I will find the answers I need.
Your journey has led you to the ancient library, the heart of knowledge accumulated over centuries.
I'm sure I'll find the solution to break the binding spell and regain my kingdom.
Princess Sophie finally entered Tagnara's library and was greeted by the wise Nathaniel. He had looked after the library for centuries, knowing every detail of the ancient scrolls and books that lay there.
Welcome to Tagnara's library, noble princess. What brings you here?
My beloved knight, Arnold, asked me to find you. He said, you could help me undo a powerful spell that is afflicting me.
Arnold is a very dear friend. Please tell me more about this magic that afflicts you, young princess.
Medellin cast a spell on me. I'm bound to her, so anything that happens to Medellin happens to me too. It's a magical connection.
I understand the gravity of the situation, princess, for I know Madeline very well and what she is capable of.
To prevent me from hurting myself or even my death, Arnold accompanied her. Now he's stuck with her because of that spell.
The library holds many ancient secrets, and together we can unravel the way to undo this spell.
Let's get on with it. My kingdom needs me, and I will not rest until I bring justice back to Celestin and put an end to Medellin.
This spell is getting to you, for you are far from the sweet and gentle princess everyone knows in the kingdom.
I'm sorry. I really feel strange after this spell.
Well, let's start with the magic books that describe the effects of ancient spells.
Nathaniel and Sophie begin to rummage through the magic book section, which describes the effects of ancient spells. As they picked up a book, Sophie's hands glowed brightly and a strange wind entered the library. Nathaniel was surprised, because this situation only happened to sorceresses who did not yet know how to control their powers.
Princess, you have magic in your blood.
What's going on, Nathaniel? I never knew I had magical powers.
Your mother, Queen Victoria, was a great sorceress, and you probably inherited her gifts. But since you were never trained, your powers were awakened by touching a magic book, and that can be dangerous.
I never knew she was a sorceress. What should I do?
Don't worry, princess. I'll help you learn to control your powers.
Please, help me. I don't want to put anyone in danger.
Breathe deeply and focus on calming your farts.
Sophie closed her eyes and felt the energy flow through her whole body. Her hands stopped glowing, and the strange wind that had entered the library gradually subsided.
I did it!
That was amazing, princess. Now, let's continue searching for a book that might reveal the origin of the spell that binds you to Medellin.
Yes, let's settle this once and for all. I can't allow my life to be controlled by her.
Nathaniel found a book called Ancient Profane Magics and began to read its pages carefully in search of a solution to break Medellin's spell.
Princess Sophie, I believe I have found the answer. The book describes a way to break the binding spell on the Wailing Castle.
The Wailing Castle? Is that where we will find the solution?
Yes, to break the spell, you must recite a magical text written on a stone in the center of the castle dome.
Doesn't the book describe what is written in this magic text?
There is only a riddle. Only peace will promote liberation. Otherwise, perdition will find those who remain in conflict.
How mysterious. Peace towards whom? What conflict is the riddle referring to?
Unfortunately, the page with the comments about the riddle and more information about the spell has been torn out.
Suspicious, Nathaniel went to check the library records to see who was the last person authorized to read the book.
Madeline, I already suspected.
All right, I'll solve this riddle when I get to the magic stone. How can I get to this castle?
You have to cross the Valley of Tears, which is a dangerous place full of magical challenges. Each challenge requires the use of a specific magic to overcome it.
Then I must learn how to use my magical powers. How can I do that?
There is a school for sorceresses here in Tagnara. You can spend some time there to learn how to use your powers safely.
Then I will train to be a sorceress. I need to get ready to break this spell. Thank you, Nathaniel.
Walking through the village of Odyssey, Sophie arrived in front of the building of the Tagnara School for Sorceresses.
What a beautiful and inspiring place. It will be great to study here.
Upon arriving at the principal's office, Sophie felt a mixture of nervousness and determination. She was beginning a journey of learning and self-discovery.
Welcome, Princess Sophie, to the Sorceress School in Tagnara. My name is Sabrina. We are honored by your presence.
Thank you for the welcome, Headmistress Sabrina. I came here to learn how to control my magical powers and face the challenges that await me in the Vale of Tears.
Here at the Sorceress School, you will find the training and knowledge you need to take on this challenge. But first of all, it is important to understand that being a sorceress trained by this school is a huge responsibility.
What do you mean?
Being a sorceress trained in Tagnara means protecting the balance of the kingdom and its magical creatures. You will be a guardian of the secrets of magic and a defender of justice.
Defender of justice? In what sense?
Your skills should be used for good, but it also takes wisdom to know when and how to use them.
I promise I will use my powers responsibly.
I am sure you will become a great sorceress, Princess Sophie. Your journey will be challenging, but you will find here the support you need to reach your goal.
Thank you, Principal. I won't let you down.
I'm sure of it.
And how will I pay for my studies? Because my savings are in the castle.
Don't worry, we owe your mother a great debt. Just concentrate on your studies.
Before classes start, Sophie went to see her new room.
This place is incredible. It will be fantastic to live and study here.
The next day, Sophie looked forward to her first lesson with Professor Isabella. The classroom was enchanting, with walls decorated with magical symbols and bookshelves filled with old books. Miss Isabella entered the room with a warm smile.
Welcome to my class, Princess Sophie. I am happy to see you here.
Thank you, Miss Isabella. I'm looking forward to learning about how emotions affect spells.
Oh yes! Emotions play a key role in the use of magic. They can enhance and hinder our powers, so emotional balance is essential.
Throughout the lesson, Isabella explained the importance of controlling emotions when casting spells.
For example, if our emotions are calm and focused, when we create a ball of energy from a light source, the ball will be strong and intense. On the other hand, if we are afraid and unconcentrated, the ball can be chaotic and fast. It all depends on our emotional state.
After the lesson, Sophie approached Professor Isabella to thank her for the information shared.
Thank you so much, Miss Isabella. The class was amazing. I believe that learning about controlling emotions will be very useful for me.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Princess Sophie. You have shown great interest and natural ability. I'm sure you'll be an extraordinary sorceress.
Oh, thank you. It's a challenge, but I'm determined to learn.
I can see your determination, just like I saw it in Madeline when we were friends.
Were you friends?
Yes, we were. Madeline and I were very close in the past. but our paths parted when she began to use magic in an evil way. I couldn't condone her actions, and our bonds were torn apart.
And how did you deal with this situation?
It was difficult, but I understood that each individual chooses their own path. I believe there is still hope for Medellin, but it is up to her.
Right, I understand.
Princess, are you okay?
I'm angry. It's hard to talk about Medellin in such a gentle way.
It is essential to find the balance of your emotions.
You're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
No problem, Princess. I know the situation is delicate for you. You will learn to deal better with your emotions with time and practice.
On another day at school, Sophie faced many difficulties. Despite being the oldest student in her class, Sophie's resilience shone through, even in the face of whispers and mean comments from some classmates. The students' training started when they were very young.
Have you seen the new student?
Wow, she's old. Is that the right age to start training?
Mrs. Abelli asked each student to levitate a magic stone on their desks in one of the object levitation classes. Sophie's calm demeanor shattered as she heard the giggles and whispers of her classmates, igniting a fiery rage within her. In a moment of emotional outburst, she tried to levitate the magic stone on her desk, but the strength of her powers was much greater than expected. The room was silent briefly before the teacher intervened.
Princess Sophie, control your powers. Magic is a powerful tool, but it also needs to be used responsibly.
I'm sorry, Miss Isabella. I didn't mean to.
You have to calm down before performing the spells.
On the one hand, her colleagues' reactions made her uncomfortable. But on the other hand, she felt strengthened when she realized that she had exceptional powers. Gradually, the students began to respect her more and admire her dedication to her studies. One fine afternoon, after the end of classes at the School of Sorceresses, Sophie stumbled upon a mysterious wood. Intrigued, she decided to explore it. As she ventured deeper, she came across the School of Arcane Knights, a place that filled her with awe and wonder. As he entered the school, he saw a noble lord.
Sir, good afternoon. My name is Sophie. I am a student at the School for Sorceresses. I was walking through the forest when I came across this school.
Good afternoon, Princess Sophie. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Arthur and I am the principal of this school.
Can you tell me about her?
The School of Arcane Knights is a place of honor and tradition. Here, our students learn to master arcane powers and serve the realm with heroism and courage.
The knight called Arnold, he also studied here, right?
Oh yes, Arnold was one of the brightest students we ever had. His dedication and ability were exceptional, and he graduated with honors.
Impressive! But why doesn't he use his powers outside Tagnara?
To unleash their arcane powers, an act of personal sacrifice and heroism is required that proves their dedication and commitment to good.
How will he know the right time for this?
He will have to make a difficult choice that will involve giving up something very important. This decision requires courage and detachment.
He didn't tell me about it.
Some decisions are complex and require time for reflection. I am sure that when the time is right, Arnold will find the answer he is looking for.
Sophie left the School of Arcane Knights with a new perspective on Arnold's journey and her own challenges as a sorceress. At the end of the day, Sophie returned to her quarters to continue her studies. Sophie was immersed in her studies in her room when she heard a soft knock on her door. When she opened it, She saw a young sorceress with curious eyes and a warm smile.
Hello, Emma. How are you?
Sophie, I'm very well, thank you. I hope you're not in the way.
Not at all, Emma. Come in, please.
Wow, your room is amazing, Sophie.
Thank you. I love listening to the birds in the morning. What brings you here?
Would you like to practice some spells together after school?
That sounds absolutely wonderful, Emma. I'd love to learn and practice with you. Make yourself at home here. What have you been studying lately?
I've been working on transmuting elements. It's a challenge, but I'm enjoying learning.
Transmutation is a fascinating discipline. Whenever you want to practice with me, I'm happy to help.
Thank you very much, Sophie. I'd love to train with you. Are you specializing in any particular area?
Well, I've been focusing a lot on healing magic. I believe it's essential to use our gifts to help and protect. But I confess I also have a thing for illusion magic. It's so intriguing.
Healing magic and illusion. What an exciting combination.
Magic always holds surprises and discoveries, Emma. I'm looking forward to sharing knowledge and learning together.
Me too, Sophie. I can't wait for our practices. It's going to be amazing.
Let's take a break, Spirit. You need some rest.
While resting, Arnold was ambushed by a group of hostile knights. They were known as the Twilight Knights, known for their combat prowess and their unholy magics.
Who are you and what do you want?
We are the Twilight Knights and do not want your presence here.
I'm just passing through. I don't wish any trouble.
Since you're here, let's have fun with you.
If that's what you want, then let's work it out.
The sun was beginning to set over the horizon, and the Twilight Knights didn't expect to meet an opponent as formidable as Arnold. The leader of the Twilight Knights decided to use his unholy magic. Arnold, a man with an unusual immunity to magic, remained impassive in the face of the Chief Knight's onslaught. In a twist of fate, the dark cloud turned against its caster, leaving the other knights in a state of shock and horror at their leader's sudden fate.
I didn't want that to happen.
The once hostile Twilight Knights were now stunned and uncertain of what to do. One of the knights took the floor.
Are you an arcane knight?
Yes, and now you have two choices. You can continue to fight me, or you can retreat and go about your lives in peace. I have no interest in causing any more suffering.
The Twilight Knights, shaken by the loss of their leader, have decided to retreat. In the almost palpable silence surrounding the border between the earthly and heavenly realms, Arnold sees a spectacular sight cutting across the sky. An aurora borealis, its vibrant colors dancing gracefully above him. As the path to the Crystal Castle reveals itself, its towers rise majestically shining like diamonds. The castle, a fortress between worlds, now stood before him, as enigmatic and imposing as the mysteries it held. The castle seemed impenetrable, for it was protected by a great celestial magic that warded off any intruders. Despite having free passage into the castle, Arnold feared that his plan to free Medellin would be revealed, so he chose to enter through a secret door he had discovered on one of his past adventures. After traversing hidden corridors, he finally finds Medellin trapped in a magical cell. His heart squeezes as he sees her wearing the necklace that nullifies her powers and keeps her imprisoned.
Medellin.
Arnold? Is it really you?
Yes, it's me. I've come to save you.
Arnold easily broke the lock of the magic cell with his sword, freeing Medellin from her prison.
I thought I would never see you again.
After everything you've done for me, I couldn't abandon you and leave you trapped.
Arnold, I don't know what to say. Thank you for saving me.
You don't have to thank me, Medellin. I couldn't let you suffer alone. But we have to hurry because my powers of magical protection won't keep us hidden for long.
They cautiously make their way through the corridors of the Crystal Castle, using Arnold's knowledge of the castle's corridors to avoid detection.
We need to get out of here quickly. The longer we stay, the more danger we're in.
I know, but it won't be easy. This castle is protected by powerful celestial magic.
As they approach the exit, a blinding light envelops them.
What? What's happening?
It's not possible. He's here.
They are transported to the central hall of the castle.
Welcome, I've been expecting you.
Who are you? What do you want from us?
I'm the Guardian overseeing Celestine's destiny.
Why have you brought us here? Will we be judged by our actions?
Indeed, Medellin. You were brought here to face trial for your crimes as a sorceress, allied with dark powers.
The village of ungrateful people. Burn! Burn!
Arnold should have let you stand trial.
I couldn't stand by and imagine how Medellin would suffer alone. I had to do something.
In your misguided attempt to rescue Medellin, you also transgressed Celestine's laws. Medellin will have the chance to redeem herself and demonstrate that she is worthy of remaining in the kingdom.
What do you mean?
King Neferis has formed an elite troop known as the Black Knights, who, in alliance with sorceresses focused on dark forces, dominate almost the entire kingdom. As those involved are only mortals, I have no authorization to intervene. Few arcane knights and sorceresses remain to defend the kingdom. That's why King Neferis must be stopped. King Neferis has the power to move between his fortresses, and each night he sleeps in a different place. You must use the sacred amulet to find where he will be the next day. The amulet only works with someone who has a blood tie to the person you're looking for.
Why are you saying this to me?
You are the daughter of King Neferis.
In Tagnara, I was only told that I was the daughter of the union between my mother and a dark sorcerer, but I never imagined that I would be the daughter of that tyrant.
You were abandoned in Tagnara as a child to protect yourself from the cruel fate that would await you if you stayed with the king.
But I don't want to fight my father. This isn't right.
Well, you'll have the chance to convince your father to stop all this madness he's causing in Celestine.
What if I can't?
You can choose any arcane knight in the Crystal Castle to accompany you on this journey. And if your father refuses to stop, the arcane knight will know what to do.
But I want to go with Arnold.
Arnold hasn't even performed his act of detachment to have his arcane powers released in full, and he has shown himself to be unworthy by breaking the laws of the Crystal Castle, so he has had his arcane defense powers drained by the castle, making him an ordinary knight.
I don't care because I know Arnold is the bravest and most qualified arcane knight in Celestine. He would give his life to save me, and I trust only him to accompany me on this journey.
Arnold, let's go to my worldly chambers. We need to talk in private. We'll be back soon, Medellin.
At that moment, the divine being transforms into his mundane form to talk to Arnold.
What are you doing with your life, noble knight?
I'm lost in my feelings. I just know that I didn't want to see Medellin suffer. What would become of her here in the Crystal Castle if I didn't come?
She would have two options. She could stay here until the end of her life serving in the Crystal Castle, or she could lose her physical body and her soul would be taken to another dimension. That way, the spell would be broken.
But what about the option you gave her to redeem herself? Won't that break the spell?
In theory, if she carries out the task given to her with altruism, her heart might be pure enough to reverse the spell. But now, she has a lot of hatred and resentment towards Princess Sophie.
And Princess Sophie? How is she?
Sophie is well and preparing for an incredible journey.
An incredible journey? But isn't she safe in Tagnara?
She has discovered a possible way to break the spell and will go to the castle in the Valley of Tears.
That place is somber and dangerous. But the princess is always very determined, and if there is a way for her to break the spell, I know she can do it.
So what do you decide?
I can't return to Princess Sophie and leave Madeline stranded. I couldn't fully live out my love with Princess Sophie. I also think that Madeline deserves a chance to redeem herself. Is there another way to stop King Nephirus?
The king has another daughter, who would be our first choice. But since Madeline has decided to accept the challenge, I will entrust her with this mission.
All right, I agree to go with Madeline.
After this conversation, the divine being returns to his divine form and returns to the main hall to talk to Madeline and Arnold.
Madeline, as you are under the effect of the spell you cast, I will present you with a unique leather dress. It will give you little magical protection, prevent you from suffering physical harm for some time, and protect Princess Sophie.
Oh, I can't bear hearing that wimp's name. What if that arrogant girl gets hurt? What will become of me?
You knew well what you were doing when you evoked the spell.
All right, it's my fault. Let's talk about how to find the amulet.
I thought it had been destroyed in the last battle between the heavenly and dark forces. I read a lot about it in the books of the secret library of the School of Arcane Knights.
It was destroyed, but the Celestial Council decided that its parts should be collected and scattered in secret places throughout the kingdom if it needed to be used again.
And why was he kept separate?
It's a potent amulet because it enhances the good and the bad in a person.
How do we know where to find the parts of the amulet?
I now grant you the power of clairvoyance in the moon's phases. You will see a map showing the way with each new moon phase. It's time for you two to go. You can only carry out this mission if you collaborate with each other using your abilities. Otherwise, you will succumb.
Thank you for giving me another chance. I will do whatever it takes to make amends for my past and redeem myself.
And I will prove that I can be an arcane knight again. I will protect Madeline and give my life for the mission to save Celestin.
May the celestial light accompany you on this challenging journey.
Sophie and Emma entered the enchanted forest of the sorceresses, which is usually bright and welcoming but seemed to hold dark secrets today.
Sophie, this forest, it's for sorceresses who have completed their studies. We shouldn't be here. Can we go back?
No, Emma. I need to see something inside. There's a house. Madeline's house.
As they approached Madeline's old residence, Sophie increasingly felt anger and unease. The binding magic that Madeline had cast over her pulsed through her veins, making every step a reminder of her vulnerability.
Whenever I think of her, I feel like I'm drowning in her emotions. It's unbearable.
Are you sure you want to do this? It sounds too painful.
I have to face it, Emma. Maybe, somehow, I can find something to ease my connection with her.
They entered the abandoned house, where the air was saturated with magic and memories. Every object seemed to whisper stories of a tragic past. Sophie lights the candles on a table to read a set of yellowed cards.
Arnold, my love. How could she? How could she still love him after everything?
Sophie, this place is full of pain. We can't let it consume you.
It's not just the pain, Emma. It's the anger. Every time she feels sad, I feel the same. And worse, my heart still aches for Arnold, knowing he belonged to her.
Sophie found Madeline's diary, which is open to a marked page. The words written in shaky handwriting reveal Madeline's deep love and subsequent despair for Arnold.
This has to stop. I can't live like this, stuck with her.
Sophie went into the last room. Against the opposite wall, a painting caught her eye. It was a painting of a woman with a noble posture and a gentle gaze, holding a child in her arms.
Mother?
The dedication on the painting, engraved on a gold plate, revealed a shocking truth.
To my dear daughter,
Sophie, who is this woman?
That's my mother, Emma. Queen Victoria, my mother, who disappeared so many years ago. And this child. It's Medalyn! It's Medalyn! How could my own mother hide this from me?
Sophie, you need to control yourself. Remember what Miss Isabella said about controlling your powers.
You're right, Emma. I have to be stronger. Stronger than Medalyn, more potent than this spell, and face the truths of my past.
The last angry words faded away as Sophie, exhausted, let the energy dissipate. The room was now in ruins, a testament to the internal storm she was facing.
Emma, I need to finish my studies. I need to travel to the Valley of Tears and complete my mission. Only then will I be free.
I'll be by your side, Sophie. Together, we'll find the truth about your family.
With the last rays of the sun setting behind the trees, Sophie and Emma left the enchanted forest of the sorceresses. In addition to her journey to get rid of the spell, Sophie would also seek answers about what she had just discovered. For her past was more complex and intertwined with Medalyn than she could ever have imagined. Days before graduation, the sorceresses of Tog Nora had one of their last and most crucial lessons.
Today, we will discuss one of our most sacred principles. As sorceresses of the light, our magic is employed not for attack but for defense. This is a vital distinction.
Miss Isabella, doesn't that put us at a disadvantage? How can we protect our kingdom against the dark sorceresses if we only defend ourselves?
Sophie, it's a valid question. However, what may seem like a weakness is actually our greatest strength. Dark magics, although powerful and devastating, are ephemeral.
The room fell silent as Miss Isabella walked through the ranks, her imposing presence capturing everyone's attention.
Our magic, light magic, is sustainable and long-lasting. It grows over time and can be maintained for extended periods. It not only protects but also heals and strengthens those around us. It's a shield far more powerful than any attack.
I see. But what if we face something that we can't simply defend against? Shouldn't we have the ability to attack as well?
Sophie, true strength lies in resisting the temptation to resort to destructive power. Once you cross that threshold, it's hard to go back. Our path is to maintain integrity, even under pressure.
Sophie nodded, her eyes a mixture of understanding and reluctance. The lesson continued, but Miss Isabella's words echoed in her mind. As she absorbed her teacher's wisdom, a spark of curiosity about the darkest magics began to form, a seed that could grow in unexpected directions. The night was clear and starry when the Tog Nora School for Sorceresses lit up with the graduation celebration. Sophie and Emma stood out among the graduates. Both received honors for their exceptional studies, with Sophie leading the class by a small margin.
You were amazing, Sophie. No one deserves this recognition more than you.
Thank you, Emma. I couldn't have done it without your support. You've always been there for me.
As music and chatter filled the festive air in the school, Headmistress Sabrina took to the stage, capturing the attention of everyone present with her imposing and serene presence.
Good evening, everyone. Today, we celebrate academic achievement and the rise of new guardians of our enchanted world. Tog Nora, training means protecting the kingdom's balance and its magical creatures. Each of you has been chosen for your magical abilities and purity of heart and courage. You will be the guardians of the secrets of magic and defenders of justice. Remember, your abilities must be used for good. Your legacy will be defined by not just the power you possess, but also the judgment with which you use it. Above all, be wise.
Sophie and Emmy exchange glances, feeling the weight and privilege of their new responsibilities.
Sophie, let me accompany you to the Vale of Tears. Together, we can face any challenge.
Emma, I'd love to have you with me. But the writings in Tagnara's library were clear. I must do this alone. It's the only way to truly free myself from Madeleine's magic and, perhaps, better understand my past.
I know, I just wanted to protect you.
And you've done that, more than you know. Your friendship has given me the strength to get this far and will provide me with the strength to carry on.
In the background, the party was still lively, but the two friends said goodbye.
I'll tell you all the stories when I get back. And maybe, together, we can explore new mysteries.
I'll wait for that. Be careful, Sophie.
Professor Isabella went to talk to Princess Sophie to give her one last piece of advice.
We've prepared you as best we can. Remember that the Valley of Tears is a place of emotional manipulation. You can't let yourself be influenced by the sadness of that place. Otherwise, you'll just be another sorceress who chooses darkness.
Thank you for your teachings and that last piece of advice. Now, I must set off for my destination.
Sophie adjusted her cloak and picked up the small bag that contained everything she would need for her journey.
Valley of Tears, here I come.
The city of Tagnara, with its bright lights and vibrant streets, lagged behind as Sophie advanced along the path leading her to the dreaded Valley of Tears. The valley, known for its magical challenges and tests of courage, awaited her, promising to be a place of trial and revelation.
This was the movie with the best moments from the first season of Celestine, but don't worry, the magic doesn't end here. Stay tuned for the official teaser of the second season of Celestine next week. Visit the links in the video description to connect with our community. Subscribe to the channel and join us on this epic journey.